Did you know the oldest human remains weren't found in Europe or Asia, but in Africa? Prepare to have your understanding of history completely transformed. For centuries, a Eurocentric view has dominated our understanding of the past, often sidelining or outright ignoring the incredible contributions of Africa. Today, we are setting the record straight. Using verifiable archaeological evidence, ancient texts, and cutting-edge genetic studies, we'll compare Africa's civilizational, innovative, and exploratory achievements against the rest of the world. This isn't about rewriting history, it's about completing it. Let's begin at the beginning, the very cradle of humanity. The oldest known fossils of Homo sapiens were discovered at Jebel Irhoud in Morocco. These remains, dated to around 315,000 years ago, are tens of thousands of years older than any found elsewhere. Furthermore, scientists trace the earliest divergence of hominins, like Sahelanthropus cadensis, back to Chad nearly 7 million years ago. Genetic evidence confirms that modern humans migrated out of Africa between 56,000 and 70,000 years ago, repopulating the globe. But Africa is more than just the birthplace of humanity, it's the birthplace of civilization. Ancient Egypt, flourishing in the Nile Valley from around 3100 BCE, stands as a testament to African ingenuity. The pyramids of Giza, constructed around 2580 BC, are architectural marvels composed of over 2 million stone blocks, aligned with astonishing precision to the cardinal points. Their hieroglyphic writing system dates back to 3200 BC, and their medical knowledge, documented in papyri like the Ebers papyrus from 1550 BC, contained over 700 remedies. In comparison, Egypt predates Greece's Golden Age by over 2,000 years and significantly influenced Greek mathematics. Euclid's geometry, for example, is believed to have its roots in Egyptian surveying techniques. Further south, in what is now Sudan, the kingdom of Kush emerged around 1070 BC. By the 8th century BC, Kush had grown powerful enough to conquer and rule Egypt, establishing the 25th dynasty which lasted from 744 to 656 BCE. The Kushites, under rulers like Pi and Shaboka, not only preserved Egyptian culture but also developed their own distinct artistic and architectural styles, influenced by a blend of African and Egyptian aesthetics. Their capital, Meroe, became a major center for iron smelting, producing an estimated 5 tons of iron per day by the 1st century BC. This level of production rivaled that of the Hittites in Anatolia, making Kush one of the earliest large-scale iron producers in the world. Let's journey west to the Ghana Empire, which dominated West Africa from around 300 CE to 1100 CE. Situated in present-day Mauritania and Mali, Ghana controlled the lucrative trans-Saharan gold and salt trade. Their capital, Kumbi-Sola, boasted a population of between 15,000 and 40,000 people. According to contemporary accounts, like those of the Arab scholar al-Bakri in 1068 CE, Ghana possessed immense wealth, exceeding that of many European kingdoms. Some estimations place Ghana's per capita GDP at over 2,000 in 1068 CE, significantly higher than England's approximately 1,000 during the same period. On the East African coast, the Swahili city-states flourished from around 800 CE to 1500 CE. Cities like Kilwa Kisiwani, located in modern-day Tanzania, engaged in extensive trade with the Middle East, India, and even China. Archaeological excavations have uncovered over 1 million porcelain items from China's Song dynasty, demonstrating the scale of their maritime trade. The Swahili built impressive coal stone mosques, like the Great Mosque of Kilwa, which showcased their architectural sophistication. These coastal cities traded with China and India for over 500 years before Vasco da Gama's arrival in 1498, demonstrating Africa's early integration into global trade networks. Africa's spirit of exploration is often overlooked. Hanno the Navigator, a Carthaginian explorer from around 500 BCE, led an expedition that circumnavigated the West African coast, reaching as far as present-day Cameroon. His voyage, documented in the Periplus of Hanno, provides valuable insights into the geography and cultures of West Africa at that time. The Aksumite Empire, centered in modern-day Ethiopia from 100 to 940 CE, minted its own gold coins and traded extensively with India and Rome. Shipwrecks discovered off the coast of Yemen confirm the Aksumites' active participation in the Indian Ocean trade. But Africa's contributions extend far beyond empires and trade. The Nok culture of Nigeria, flourishing between 1000 BCE and 300 CE, smelted iron using advanced pre-bloomery furnaces that reached temperatures of 1200 degrees Celsius. This predates Europe's Celtic Iron Age by 500 years. Radiocarbon dating of slag from the Taruga site provides concrete evidence of their early ironworking expertise. The Ishango bone, discovered in the Democratic Republic of Congo and dating back to around 20,000 BCE, features etched notches that suggest an understanding of prime numbers and doubling sequences. This artifact, analyzed by Jean de Henzelen in the 1950s, offers a glimpse into the origins of mathematical thought in Africa. The Yoruba people of Nigeria developed a binary system between the 9th and 12th centuries CE, using a base 20 math system with powers of 2, similar to modern computing. This system, documented in Ifa divination texts, demonstrates a sophisticated understanding of mathematical principles. The Dufuna canoe, discovered in Nigeria and dating back to around 6000 BCE, is the oldest known boat in the world. This 8.4-meter-long canoe provides evidence of early maritime technology in Africa. In the 14th century, the Malian Emperor Abubakar II reportedly launched 2,000 ships westward across the Atlantic, with 200 of them manned. While this voyage is debated, some researchers believe it may have influenced the Olmec culture of Mesoamerica, citing similarities in pyramid styles and maize genetics. Mansa Musa, the ruler of Mali from 1312 to 1337 CE, controlled over 50% of the world's gold supply. His famous 1324 Hajj pilgrimage to Mecca was so extravagant that it devalued gold in Cairo by 25% for 12 years. Eyewitness accounts, like those of Ibn Battuta, attest to Mansa Musa's immense wealth and influence. Ancient Egyptians demonstrated remarkable surgical skill, as evidenced by the Edwin Smith papyrus from around 1600 BC. This document details 48 trauma cases, including techniques for sutures and prosthetics. Great Zimbabwe, built between the 11th and 15th centuries CE, featured sophisticated water systems, including 30-kilometer-long channels, which rivaled those built by the Romans. Africa's innovations had a profound impact on the rest of the world. Iron smelting technology spread from Africa to Europe and Asia via trade, enabling the creation of tools and weapons that accelerated the growth of Eurasian empires. Egyptian mathematics, including knowledge of what would later be known as the Pythagorean theorem, directly influenced Greek philosophers like Thales, who studied in Egypt around 600 BC. The Swahili and Indian Ocean trade networks circulated far more goods than Europe's Hanseatic League, fostering globalization centuries before the age of exploration. Bananas, originating in Southeast Asia, reached Africa around 500 CE and were later introduced to Europe. The Kushite 25th dynasty ruled Egypt longer than many European dynasties, blending cultures and exporting pyramid architecture. Adjusting for archaeological findings, some scholars estimate that Africa contributed approximately 40% of global innovations before 1500 CE. This challenges the dark continent myth and reframes world history with Africa at its core until the late medieval period. Today, modern African nations are building upon their rich legacies. Nairobi's Silicon Savannah hosts hundreds of startups, echoing the innovative spirit of ancient Meroe. Nigeria's knock iron technology has paved the way for modern steel production. Mali's gold trade continues to thrive, making it one of the world's top gold producers. Swahili's cultural influence is felt globally, and the ancient rock-hewn churches of Lalibela attract millions of tourists each year. Africa's population of 1.4 billion is projected to reach 2.5 billion by 2050, driving a significant portion of global GDP growth. Despite Africa's obvious contributions, Eurocentric historical narratives have often suppressed or ignored these achievements. 19th-century historians like Hegel dismissed Africa as having no historical part, justifying colonialism. Many museums still hold vast collections of African artifacts, with limited repatriation. The story of Abubakar II's voyage has been dismissed as myth, while textbooks continue to prioritize Columbus's voyages. The Africanity of ancient Egypt has been downplayed through theories claiming that the Egyptians were Caucasoid invaders debunked by modern DNA. The complexities of the trans-Saharan slave trade are often overshadowed by the focus on the Atlantic slave trade. The out of Africa theory continues to be debated, despite overwhelming genetic evidence supporting it. It's important to remember that history is not a fixed narrative but a continuing process of discovery and re-evaluation. By recognizing Africa's central role in shaping human civilization, we can begin to build a more inclusive and accurate understanding of our shared past. Africa's story is not just about the past, it's about the present and the future.